Welcome to Good Friday. It is Litter Media Live for this Friday, April 7th of 2023. With the icon Mike Smith, I'm Dan Ramey.
Good Friday, everybody.
Yes, good to see all of you here and watching live. And those of you that are tuned in after the live portion, thank you for joining us late.
Absolutely.
Joining us late, what, better than never? Is that what they say?
That's what I've been told. Better late than never.
Weather-wise, boy, we enjoyed that 80-degree temperature the other day. A lot of folks are turning on the air conditioner and driving down with the windows rolled down and everything. For those who used to use the cranks, I guess.
Manual.
Some push buttons to make that happen anymore. But we're not having that kind of weather today.
That is correct. Sunny, but a little cooler. 56 will be our expected high. Kind of a slow warm-up over the weekend. Cloudy, 60 tomorrow. And for Easter Sunday, sunshine and a high 61. Now, for those that say, man, when will the rain stop? Well, you're here. They're talking that we probably won't have any overwhelming chance of rain for the next several days, maybe until next weekend.
So then maybe I can get my grass cut.
I would say I got mine cut for a third time yesterday.
A third time?
Yeah.
Have yet to do the first cut this year.
Yeah.
In fact, Dan Jr. Has my push mower, so I need to track that down so I can do the trim.
I was surprised the day that we had a real pretty day, the sunshine. The night before, I thought, that doesn't really need it. Well, when I came home the next day after we had that sun, it really took off. So
yeah, it did.
As a way of doing that.
Yeah. I was out just last night walking through the backyard, and there are certain patches that are like really growing and other parts that are like waiting to grow, so I could go around and just kind of spot mow. It's still in our area.
What's the grass they call it? It kind of has an oniony smell to it. They don't call it onion grass.
Oh, it's wild scallions.
Scallions, thank you. Yeah. I don't know why
they're onions.
Yeah. And I have some of that every once in a while. Yeah.
We've got it all over Pike County, I can say that much. All right, coming up here in just a bit, we'll give you the latest on what we're working on as far as news is concerned, because there are a number of things to share with you. One event that is happening here in just minutes, so get ready for that. We'll have an update for you on sports and more, as well as this date in history. So stick with us. That's all just ahead. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. They help us bring the show to you here on Facebook every day. And thank you to the folks like Accurate Heating and Cooling and Plumbing. And if you want to find out how they can help you, click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com to learn more about the services and the territories they provide updates to. And it's real easy. Just click on this ad. It goes right to their website.
You asked, we delivered. New Mike's Hard Lemonade, Zero Sugar. Zero sugar. Amazing taste. Years in the making. Now that's a drink worthy of the name Mike.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
This is Big Chillicothe. Horizon's 100% fiber internet service is coming to your area. Call 740-772-8331 or visit horizonconnects.com/Chillicothe to sign up today.
In the way of news, where are we starting here first?
The second town hall meeting concerning the request to open or reopen Cooks Hill Road will be coming this Monday. It's April 10th at the American Legion Post 757 at 289 Cooks Hill Road. Now, the first meeting was pretty much an informational-only session. This particular session will get underway at 7 o'clock Monday and have local and state government officials that will be on hand to explain why the road closed and the probability that they won't be able to reopen it. But that'll be open to the public this coming Monday night at 7 o'clock. Charlie Reichelderfer is a 9-year-old student of Washington Elementary and by all accounts your typical third grader. What sets Charlie apart from her peers is her propensity to give back to the veteran community. Charlie, born on Veterans Day, had a bright idea just before her 9th birthday, wanting to collect donations from the community to give to veterans in need at the local VA Medical Center. So, armed with a handwritten letter and a 1,000-watt smile, she set off on her mission. Charlie set her goal for this Veterans Day at $4,000. So anything that you can do to help Charlie in this effort, you can go to our website story at littermedia.com and you'll get some ideas on how you can help little Charlie.
And here you see her letter. My name is Charlie Reichelderfer, and I'm Tim and Debbie Van Sickle's granddaughter. I was born on Veterans Day, November 11th. For my 9th birthday this year, I would like to help raise money for the veterans and their families. I have some things here at Jimbo's to sell to help raise money. So that's good to see. Please help me because they are the reason for our country being free. So,
not many 9-year-olds are, that aware of the veteran need.
That just goes to show Grandma and Grandpa are bringing it up right.
I'd say that is exactly right. Good luck on that effort, Charlie. Ross County Historical Society, in conjunction with the Mound City chapter of the Archeological Society of Ohio and the Hopewell Culture National Historical Park, will host its 6th annual Archeology Day event on Saturday, April 15th. That, of course, would be a week from tomorrow. That'll run from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. The title of this year's event is Rocks, Fossils, and Prehistoric Artifacts. Featured will be more than 20 tabletop exhibits and a wide range of prehistoric artifacts, fossils, and rocks collected by members of the Mound City chapter of the ASO. Chillicothe Autism Disability Parent-to-Parent Support Group Family Safety Night will be April the 20th at the Pioneer Recreation Teen Center on Toledo Street here in Chillicothe. That'll run from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Join in for the Family Support Group. Deputy Dave Weber, a good friend of ours for many years at the Ross County Sheriff's Department, will talk about Project Lifesaver and give families an opportunity to take part in the Kids Print program. The event is free for all special needs families. RSVP to Kristen Smith at K.R. Smith at rossdd.org by April the 17th. Looking ahead, the Pickaway Ross, Highland, and Fayette Solid Waste District will conduct their annual series of tire and electronics recycling collection events for 2023. Pickaway County gets it started on May the 20th. That's out at the Engineers Garage. Ross County will be June the 10th out at the Fairgrounds. Fayette County will be August 26th, and Highland County will have theirs September the 23rd. Now, if you go into our website story, it'll give you a lot more information. There's a big poster there. There's always a limit on the number of tires you can bring in. And this is the opportunity, if you have like an old desktop computer that you can't do anything with anymore, this is the place that you'll want to take it. Ohio Christian University's 2023 reunion and Night at Mount of Praise will be held on June the 10th this year. And that event is, it doesn't say on the poster what time it is. So you might want to give Ohio Christian University a call to get more information.
I believe most of their events begin at 7 o'clock during Mount of Praise.
Gotcha.
Mount of Praise is a week-long praise and worship revival. So,
and doesn't say where. Is that in the Maxwell Auditorium? Is that
I'm not going to say because I don't know.
You've not been.
I've not been
to
to
the event.
it.
Okay, but this was their post that came out last night. Pinwheel ceremony is today at noon. Goes about an hour at the entrance of Yoctangi Park. We touched on this a little bit yesterday, and this was from last year, Dan?
This was from a couple of years ago, and so they'll be out and about doing this here at noon today, as you mentioned, and all of those pinwheels represent reported cases of child abuse. I mean, you look at it at first and you say, oh, this is a really cool thing, and then you learn what it was about, and 2,306 cases reported that were the number of pinwheels for last year, which were cases in 2021. This footage is from, I believe, 2019, if I'm not mistaken.
And that's way too many. And it would be great if we didn't have to see any.
It'd be nice to
pinwheels.
just see, if anything, one singular pinwheel at some moment in time.
Yeah. So that's something you might want to, certainly you will see it take place today, starting at noon. Zion Baptist Church and Another Chance Ministries is hosting a kids' clothing giveaway from noon to 3 p.m. tomorrow. That's in front of the former Community Market Building in Chillicothe's Central Center. Tomorrow, of course, is Saturday, April the 8th. And our ODOT road report for the day, down in Adams County, State Route 770 is closed between Nichols Ridge Road and Range Road due to a slide impacting the roadway. We had a story on this a couple of months back. I think it was happening on a tournament weekend, and a lot of people were going to be heading down into that direction. But this repair is expected to take a few more weeks and probably won't be done until mid to late spring. So if you're heading down into Adams County on 770, the detours are State Route 73, 785, and State Route 247. And there you have it.
All right. That is the news portion of our program today. We have sports to share with you here shortly. And this date in history takes us back to when?
1970.
I was just a kid. Were you a teenager yet?
I would have been, this time in 1970, not yet 11.
Okay.
10 and a half.
Our preteen years. How about that? Coming up here shortly. First, I want to tell you about our friends that do a good job cleaning up. And they do other things, too, like even construction and putting in driveways, that sort of thing. You want to learn more, give a reach out to Scioto Valley Dumpsters, 740-253-8389. Carl will pick up the phone and then have a conversation with him. Tell him that Dan and Mike sent you. Scioto Valley Dumpsters, LTD. You'll find them at 740-253-8389. And a reminder again that McDonald's has open interviews every Wednesday at, what time again?
2 to 5.
2 to 5. Wanted to make sure Mike was listening. 2 to 5 every Wednesday, and you just pull right into McDonald's, say, I'm here looking for work, and they say, we're looking for new crew members. You might fit the bill. Let's have a chat.
I was in Western Avenue talking to Kelly yesterday.
Is that right?
I said, I understand you get some new commercials, and she said, oh, thank you. Get me off there.
Well, it's not with Kelly. It's with some of her
right.
other team members. So we've got that coming your way when I get all the production done on it. But you can stop in and see the fine folks at McDonald's. Simply stop in Circleville, Greenfield, Waverly, or the 4 locations here in Chillicothe on North Bridge Street, at 2nd Street, East Main Street, and out on Western Avenue. McDonald's.
I'm loving it.
Sports next.
Hi, I'm Dave Pinkerton with Advanced Services Heating and Cooling, your local heating and cooling expert. If you want quality service, quality installation, give Advanced Services a call, 740-773-4499.
It's the details that make the difference between good enough and simply the best. At Skag Power Equipment, the difference is in designing lawnmowers with your convenience and comfort in mind. At Skag, we believe that quality and substance matter, and that you'll appreciate the attention to detail and craftsmanship we put into every single product. Thick steel and heavy-duty components provide you with unmatched reliability and performance. Skag, simply the best.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
If you can't give true love to me, I'll understand. Just
it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra.
We're just kicking around trying to think who it was that sang that song.
Seems like I can remember listening to that on the radio when I was helping the uncles on the farm back in the late 60s, early 70s. So
I can't tell you. I'm not sure. We'll have to search that out.
Of course, I know I'm older than you, Dan. And
you are.
You were still a child.
I'm just a pup. Sports.
Yeah, track and field last night. We were telling you one of the bigger invitationals that you'll see. There were 37 teams altogether, 17 girls and 20 boys teams out at the R.L. Davison Invitational at Southeastern last night. The Washington Lady Blue Lions were tops in the girls' event, and the Zane Trace boys took the team title for the guys. 5 new meet records were set in this thing last night. 2 of them came from Waverly's Mitch Green. He shattered standards in both the boys' 3,200 run and the 1,600 run. You can get complete details of all of the individual, the relays, and the team standings on our website story at littermedia.com. We've got a link to the Bombs page who was clerking that meet last night. 2 weeks before the 2023 running of the Buck 50, organizers revealed the medals in a gathering yesterday evening. Participants traditionally received medals presented by local students of the Drug-Free Clubs of America, consisting of more than 20 high schools from Jackson, Hocking, Pickaway, Pike, Ross, and Vinton counties, known as the MAID program.
That is leg number 18 through Tar Hollow State Park. And, yeah, this is pretty neat. Dave Huggins sent the picture to us. I requested one last night, and he says the place was packed for their reveal party last night. Wasn't a seat to be found at the poorhouse, so congratulations.
Our church does one of the, I don't know what they call it, a respite station or check-in station in Tar Hollow. And they say, I mean, it's an overnight thing, and they say it is pitch black down there.
There are some,
there.
Some they will set up big lighting displays and everything, and it's really cool when you walk in there and you realize, well, it's 2:30 in the morning.
Some of the folks that have worked it have said, I've heard sounds at night that I never knew existed.
And that was just from the runners.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
What else do you have for us?
That's all the sports.
Oh, that's you've got?
The Reds were rained out last night. The Guardians didn't play. I thought we had the Blue Jackets losing. I thought I sent you that.
We've got all that. We'll jump right
Cleveland
into it here.
Cavaliers also won.
Jack Hensley swam earlier today, finished 25th in the finals for the boys, or I should say men's. They call it men's, but they're all boys. 200 intermediate, and you can get the latest on that by clicking on this story on our website at littermedia.com. And he's got one more event to do today, and I believe another one of the kids has another one to do as well. We've been telling you about the Lancaster Stingrays, who have been participating down in Greensboro, North Carolina. And as you can see on the weather radar, they're getting a lot of rain down there right now. The Reds will be in action this afternoon against the Phillies in Philadelphia, while the Indians, I believe they have their opening day today at home with the Seattle Mariners, who they just played to start the season. Yeah. Cleveland Cavaliers were 118-94 winners over Orlando as they get ready to put the close on the regular season. And
New Jersey Devils.
We'll just let the graphic speak for itself there.
Yeah.
And the Masters tournament, this is before we started the show. This is where they stood. So there's your leaders there, 10 under. Not bad.
And we assume that they'll get the rest of the tournament in.
Yeah.
They're saying the weather is going to be horrible down there for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah. Well, as we mentioned to you just a moment ago, if you took a look at that, let me see if I can find it here once again. Let's go back to the weather here.
Yeah, they were talking about rain each day, and not just, your casual garden showers. They're talking about torrential downpours at times at Augusta each day. They said that the first day was going to be great. And I think Tiger Woods, when they interviewed him, they said it was important for you to get off to a good start because the weather is going to be so bad, the scores are going to be much higher.
You can't see it here because we pulled up the forecast for Chillicothe, but you can see the wind direction is now going towards the southwest, so it's keeping that rain down there. But they are expecting some rain. In fact, let's go back to one of our stories that we had earlier. I'll give you more of a look at the. I think it's a wider look of the. All I got to do is find it here.
Great idea.
Look at me. There it is. If you take a look down there, you'll see a good bit of rain down in that portion of the radar. So, All right, cross your fingers for the folks at the Masters.
Yes, sir.
And there's a number of people I've seen on Facebook who have been making their trip down there.
Mm-hmm.
Finally getting that bucket list checked off, that sort of thing, going down to Augusta.
I saw a story yesterday. We're talking about they have a special drainage system there at the course, but that doesn't do the spectators any good. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you may get a slog it through as a player, but that'll really cut into their attendance as well. So,
haven't been to Augusta National. I've been by it, never been to it. So, all right, coming up, this date in history as we harken back to 1970. We'll share details in just a moment. Pickaway Ross Career and Technology Center Adult Education Services. If you're looking for skilled trades, public safety, or health technologies, they've got a long list available for you on their website. If you click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, you will find the courses available through Pickaway Ross CTC Adult Education. Coming up, this date in history.
At Rathkamp Financial, we offer customized investment solutions and superior client service. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
Budweiser beer, the king is second to...
Who drinks Budweiser? You know the type. The people who grind. Those who don't back down. And the ones who don't quit. They say all people are 6 degrees of separation away from each other. But some are just a six-pack away. The people who share the same spirit, share the same beer. This Bud's for you.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When insuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
We were discussing a moment ago about that song, trying to figure out who it was. Johnny Mathis.
Johnny Mathis.
The name of the song is Just Do the Best You Can.
Good tune.
Yeah. It took me by surprise, because when I think of Johnny Mathis, I think Christmas songs.
Yeah, really. Oldie but goodie. Yeah.
All right, this date in history.
We're talking about a real American icon here.
With true grit?
Yes, sir. 1970, legendary actor John Wayne, that's him there in the second from the left. He wins his only Academy Award for the movie True Grit. That's Glenn Campbell, just a couple over from him, and some of the directors, producers, and so forth. Wayne appeared in some 150 movies over the course of his long and storied career. He earned his first Oscar nomination in the Best Actor category for Sands of Iwo Jima in 1949. Didn't win. He was nominated again in 1960 as a producer and director in the movie The Alamo as a Best Picture nomination. Didn't win. So it was 1970 that Rooster Cogburn in True Grit finally gives John Wayne his first Oscar, and well-deserved. Probably should have gotten one for the 1956 classic, The Searchers. That might have been his best all time. And The Quiet Man was pretty good, too.
Jeff Bridges brought Rooster Cogburn back to life, didn't he?
Yes, that is correct.
Was it 2000 or 2010?
Wasn't that many years ago. Do you ever hear the story how Glenn Campbell got in that movie?
I can't say that I have.
John Wayne's daughter was a big Glenn Campbell fan because he was a musician. And I think they went to a concert and went backstage, and while they were back there, Glenn, my daughter's pretty fond of you, and got autograph and all that. And he said, what would you think of making a movie? And Glenn said, I was speechless. I didn't know whether he was kidding me or what. And he said, Mr. Wayne, if you'd like to have me on, I'd love to be. And of course, not only was he in that movie, but he sang the title track, True Grit. 1970.
You learn stuff here watching the show. You do. All right, radio bit. Have anything to share today?
Were you ever in a movie while working with the radio? I can say that I was.
I don't think so.
Ever on a movie set?
I think the closest I had the opportunity was back the movie they shot here for the use the Chillicothe Paints Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, what was the name of that movie? Just a Little Inside or something like that?
Yeah.
So had a little girl from Pepsi that was in those Pepsi commercials back in the 1990s.
But you were in one of the shots?
I wasn't in it, no.
Oh, okay.
No, I said that's the closest I probably came to doing something like that.
Yeah, I had the chance to play Rutherford B. Hayes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I can't remember. Keith Alcorn was involved in the production. Joy Golf, of course. This was something that they were putting together on the history. Haley Rickey portrayed Lucy, my wife, not my real life wife, as Lucy Webb Hayes.
Yes, he's married to Laura,
yeah.
not Lucy.
But I was Rutherford B. Hayes in that production. And the thing of it is, I've never seen it. I've never seen the movie. And I think it's been out there for, golly, that was back in the 80s when we did that. But I got to dress in the period costume and all that sort of thing.
Were you the young Rutherford or were you the old Rutherford?
Probably younger. Right after maybe when they were courting and then right after they were married. I don't know that we ever kissed in the movies. So, honey, my honey now. If you're watching, I don't think that.
And who portrayed Lucy?
Haley Rickey. Yeah.
Haley Rickey.
I don't remember. I don't remember there being a romantic scene in that I can remember.
That's in the stand-in.
And Haley's probably thinking, "Oh, sure, great, Mike. I really had an impact on you." Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, "I'm glad he doesn't remember."
I stayed in character. Oh, golly. Yeah, my claim to fame in the movies, yeah.
No, I haven't. I don't think I've been in a movie.
But you've been to many movies, I'm sure. You've been to many movies. Yeah.
I've supported the movie industry.
As I have
It's been a while, though. I've not been back into the theater to watch a movie since before the pandemic.
Wow.
When they shut things down. Now, I have been in the theater when Danbury was reopening, did a little sit-down with the folks who now own Danbury, and did an interview in the theater, but I have not been there to watch a movie since then.
Yeah, we watch movies on TV as opposed to going to the theater. I just think there's something about the lights going down, you got a bag of popcorn in your hand. Yeah. There's just something. And hearing laughter in comedies, hearing the laughter of the crowd, if it's a great movie at the end, everybody claps. You don't get that at home when you're watching a movie.
When they showed Spaceballs, we saw Spaceballs at the Majestic Theater back when it came out. What was that, 87, 86,
yeah, I think,
maybe, something like that. And there were two people laughing at stuff before the crowd reacted. One was me, and the other was Frank Geyer. Oh. He was sitting probably 12 rows behind us, and we met up after the theater, and he said, "I knew that was you laughing." There were funny things, and I love satire, and that was one of the more satirical movies you'll find.
Now, opposed to the indoor theater, were you a big drive-in movie guy?
When Dan Jr. left for the military, we started going to the drive-ins again. And we did when we dated, but there was one down by Portsmouth in Lucasville. That was still open. It's been closed probably 10, 12 years now, thereabouts. But yeah, we went and we would go and watch that, and then we'd say, "Oh, let's watch the other one on the other screen." Turn the car around and watch the other one that was back there.
Yeah. I remember
they had two screens
going to a drive-in movie with my cousin Jim, and we went to see The Exorcist, and there was a car next to us, and there was like 5 or 6 girls in this car. They were screaming. We got a bigger kick listening to them scream than we were watching it, because I think I'd seen the movie before that. But yeah, do you remember? Of course, you're younger. I keep having to tell people I'm older. You here in Chillicothe, we had the Torch, the Fiesta. Down in
Atomic down in Waverly,
but it was called the Moonlight at one time too, wasn't it?
I think I was before it became the Atomic.
And then there were a couple of drive-ins here in Chillicothe. They tell me there was one down at Central Center. I never knew that before. I'm not talking about the indoor theater. I'm talking about the drive-in where the Kroger community market used to be. It was up on that hill, they said. And there was one somewhere else here in town I never knew about.
And there was one in Circleville. Or just north of Circleville, off of Court Street there. I can't remember what they call it, North Star, I think, something like that. I remember going to see movies there. But you were talking about the girls reacting to the movie. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it had Jonathan Cleese in it, and it was like It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, only it was probably 1990-something that it came out. Had Seth Green in it and several other people who have made it big time now. But I was laughing so hard, and the windows were rolled down. People around our cars were laughing at me, laughing at the movie. That was
oh golly,
well, it can be an embarrassing moment, but I didn't care because it was funny.
Yeah,
and I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah. Now, John Payne, if John Payne is watching this, and he's probably not because he's got Dr. Kroger, they're looking at Barnes this morning.
Right. They're doing that today.
John's family was involved in running the drive-ins here in town, the Payne family. And he could have probably told me some of those that I couldn't remember there.
Yeah. If you want to find out more, just go to the Pump House Center for the Arts and bump into John and say, hey,
what drive-in movies were all here?
Let's talk about drive-ins. I was there yesterday with the Pump House. Had things set up for their art show now, the local Chillicothe Art League show.
Yes.
It's up and running. So it was neat to see some of the paintings they had on the walls there and other artifacts as well. Stop out and see the Pump House Center for the Arts. If you've never been, it doesn't cost anything to go in, but they go by your donations, and they've got a gift shop there where you can purchase things that have been made by local artisans. So.
And we mentioned Dr. Kroger. They're out touring the area for ideas for barns that he wants to paint on canvas, but he's going to be at the Pump House from noon to 12:30 today for people to come in and visit him. And I think the books that he's written, he's going to sign books if you have any there. So that's noon today as well.
All right, so go plant some pinwheels here in just a bit, and then go on down to the Pump House.
Yeah.
All right, enjoy your Easter weekend. Remember the reason for the season, as they say. This is perhaps the greatest event. I mean, you look at Christmas, but the reason for Easter is why we all have hope. So if you're without hope, find hope this weekend.
Absolutely.
All right. Until Monday, enjoy your weekend, and thanks for watching Litter Media Live.